Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a pretty good loadout, one of my favorites that I've been using for a while now. So I did actually change out a few things with it, but I know that a ton of people were asking what's the best guns to use, so I went ahead and put together some of my favorite weapons and abilities to use. So the first part of this, I'm just going to go into the loadout tab and show you guys what this loadout is, and then we'll go into the training ground and show you guys how I like to use each of the weapons. So on the weapon side, I tried to get every single type of weapon. So one 200 credit weapon, one 500 credit weapon, an 800 credit weapon, and then an ability. So I have this scrapper, which I feel like is the best, especially like with the mods that I have on it. And then I personally like the C32 bolt action Mark II just because I like the fast fire rate, but a ton of people like the basilisk or the kinetic arbiter, so you can switch this out if you want. Be sure to test it out, but my personal favorite is the bolt action. So the next weapon I just added, and it's the ICA guarantee. I didn't know how overpowered this weapon was, and once we get into the training ground, I'll be able to show you guys that. But the next weapon I have is the recall teleporter. I feel like this is a great gadget to have in your loadout just because if you already use your emergency triage, then you're going to be able to teleport back if you get into trouble. So on the ability side, we start with the turret. This is one of my favorite abilities, and I'll show you guys why. You guys probably already know why. You can basically just place it down and it will shoot for you. And then the next thing I have is the Triage Sphere. So I actually added this because last night we were playing in a tournament and I wanted to stay out of the evac and get even more points since my teammate already evac'd. So I put that down just in case I want to get that extra health and hopefully, like, if we have uplink, get an extra point from it. So below the Triage Sphere, we have the surveillance ward. This is great because it allows you to see where other people are if they're on this certain area. So the next ability that we have is the dimensional warp. This is one of my favorite abilities right now just because I love the faster movement speed that you can get once you learn it. And so it's a bit tricky to handle because sometimes like it doesn't work and you get stuck with a cooldown and you're not able to use it, but it's still one of my favorite abilities right now. So I'm going to go ahead and launch into the training ground, and we're going to show you how I basically use each of these things. I'm not going to go into all the abilities. I'm just going to be showing you guys the two that I normally use, which are the turret and the directional warp. So let me go ahead and get all of these credits so we can purchase everything. Okay, so now that we picked up all the credits, I'm just going to go ahead and buy every single weapon. And then we're going to just go through here and show you guys how I like to use it. So I honestly have never used an ICA guarantee in the game, but in the tournament last night, people were shredding people with it, so I definitely needed to try it out. So the reason why I chose the scrapper is because you can just like put so many bullets into people if they're standing still. Of course, the monsters do move around a bit, but if you can catch someone off guard, then you're definitely going to put in like a full clip and you'll probably kill them. This isn't the best weapon to do this with, of course, because I'm pretty sure the ICA is, and most of you probably already know that. But let's go ahead and move on to the bolt action sniper. So the reason why I chose the bolt action sniper is just because of the fast reload speed and just the ability to shoot a ton. And 2 headshots I think will kill an enemy. So, and that's a other prospector, not an enemy AI. But that's basically it for the sniper. Like, it's just like every other sniper. I also don't like that it scopes in just because like I feel like this is a perfect amount just to be able to see, where like the basilisk and the kinetic arbiter are just a bit too zoomed in for me. But it's like all personal preference, so you can switch out the sniper if you want. So for our next weapon, I'm not going to shoot any monsters. I'm just going to come over here and show you guys. So I'm just going to start shooting this. As you guys can see, we do 47 damage. At this point, I'd say we probably knock a player. And then at this point, we'd probably down him and maybe even make him foam. But look at that. I'm still shooting. It has 125 ammo. And each one goes for 47. And I also have a mod where if I shoot, like it will, you guys see this lightning coming off of it, it will damage nearby enemies. So that's a ton of damage that you're doing to groups. So especially like if you have some hunt monsters, like I'll go ahead and come over to this hunt and show you guys, but it can be crazy good. So I definitely suggest putting this one in your loadout. It is 800 credits though, so that's like the only con of it. But like, look, you see we're doing damage to that one without even hitting it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into the abilities. So I always purchase the turret, and then I purchase the directional warp. These are great if they are level 3, so be sure to upgrade them whenever you're able to, especially that turret. You can place so many of them. But basically, whenever I'm moving, so let's say I want to get to that uplink really quickly, so of course I have quick suit so I can move fast, but then I can also warp, and then we can just keep on going. And then I've already showed you guys the turret in a ton of other videos, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what it does. It's pretty simple. So let's say I want to keep uplink. I just put one of those, and that will actually shoot at people if I need them to die. So guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it did help you guys out, be sure to hit that like button and comment what you guys want to see next. We're producing daily cycle content at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to check that out. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.